Hi, this is Tony Nasca with DovNet Software, and today we're going to be demonstrating an old product we've actually had on the market for several years called Work Order. Now, Work Order is a laptop version of our TPS Mobile. The fact of the matter is Work Order was created many years ago before TPS Mobile. I would say probably 5 or 8 years ago. Uh, but what it is you can actually, if I double click on this one right here, double click, it shows you the actual work order. And again, I'm using the stylus of the Surface, and I can go to materials, I can add materials, I can do labor, I can do purchases in the field, which I didn't add for this one. I can do notes, and then I've got my closeout screen. So all the functionality that you know about in TPS Mobile has been on work order for many years. And the way this starts off is now the big thing that's different about work order is it uses email as the medium. So if we come over here back on my main machine and I create a service ticket like so, and I say service ticket, come over here, choose my customer like so, ship address, put this into the normal work order process, and then we do sound system comma dead, DEAD like so. And then if I want it, when I choose my tax code. After that, I hit dispatch. And Project System can actually work now simultaneously with both TPS Mobile and Work Order. So if I want to send to a TPS Mobile technician, I would choose that one. In this case, I'm going to do Tony Nazca on Surface, and that's going to send the right email to the right technician. And again, we're doing our ship address and all that kind of good stuff. Hit send and go. And then this sends basically an email to the technician, okay, through Outlook. All right, now we go back onto the Surface machine, and the first thing I would do is the technician would go ahead and run their emails. We're going to click over here on this guy, and I'm going to go down to apps, and you see I've got my, I've loaded basically Outlook 2013. So this is tested on Outlook 2013, like so, and it brings up our mail system. And we do a normal send receive. So I click over here on home, and you see it's gone ahead and picked that work order up. There's the work order that just picked up, the new one that I just created. So now that it's in my email system, I can go ahead and minimize this, and I bring up work order like so, and it brings up work order like this. Now, you can have this set up to work different ways, and either have it read the email right away, or in my example here, I actually have it delayed. So I'll come over here to File, like so, and I'll say Receive, and now it's going to read. It's going to read our work orders into the system, and we see two of them came in. Now the checkbox one has already been completed and is waiting for a delete order, and then the other two are brand new that have just come in. So when I want to click on this guy right here, I'm using the stylus. Click over there, double click, and it brings up the work order. And you see the technician's got the complaint down here where the problem is, the ship it to address. And then there's advanced features here where you've got lots of other details, phone numbers, fax numbers, all kinds of good stuff are sitting right there for the technician if he needs additional information. And then I go ahead and want to add materials, so I click over here on this guy, I do an add, and then I pick up the materials that I've selected. I can double click on this, and again, it's working very well with the stylus. I can say two of these puppies, and I can come over here and say notes. This also has spell checking now, which we added just recently as well. And there you go. So there's my materials, and if I want to do labor, I just come over here on the labor here, click over there, press the add button, do my time, like so. Excuse me. Put my hours in there. This is billable time, 3 hours billable time. Uh, labor to install. And if I misspell it, click over there. It gives me a spell checker, and I can go back over there and choose my right word, and it's done. There we go, and done. And then we can do purchases the same way. Click over there, press add, and so forth, and add purchases. Wire, Radio Shack, whatever that is. Okay, good. Now, we have notes. Here we view notes, and again, I could bring up the internal keyboard if I want, and I could put notes about the work. Okay, period, and done. Click over here, high keyboard, hit save, and then we could close out. Come over here to close out. The system can pick up the time. Come over here, pick our time, and then I'm going to go ahead and just make this, make this an hour later for purposes of job cost. Click over there, like so. You have to choose the phase, which you had to do before. That's always been there. One feature that's been added recently is some of our companies need to be able to have different rates. So we could have regular rate, overtime, up to a total of 6 different rates can be selected, and then we can also subtract if they took a minute, select a time, they took a break. You can deduct that from the time. That way you can do payroll time from the system. Then we have our notes like we did before. Job cost notes. Job cost notes. Okay. Newly added is the capability of expenses. So I can come over here and say $10, and I can say parking. And you can see I'm moving very nicely between the stylus and the keyboard. Now, emails has always been there. We'll say yes. We've got an email. We could capture additional email. We can capture a signature. Again, we're using the stylus, so this is a very cool thing. Before you had to use a Topaz plug-in unit, or the screen had to be accept. The system had to accept it on the screen, and here it surely it does. Tony Desca, and now I can say OK, and now that's saved. And then we just say complete, like so, and work order is complete. And then it sends it out to, we have to say, yes, the job is complete, then work order is complete. And it sends it out through the email system. So there we go. We just completed a work order. Now, just so you know, the work order system, as I said, was prior to TPS Mobile, and is actually about 80% functionality. The only functionality you really don't have here is to look up projects. But you can create projects. You can either create a project against our customer list, and I can say service call, so the technicians can create a service call in the field on their work order unit, or they can post against the job. So I can click over here, create a post, and now we can actually post time against the job. So either way, you can either start service calls, or you can do a quick post against a job for capturing labor time against projects. So work orders are a pretty cool product, and it works especially in the case where you don't have internet all the time. TPS Mobile does require internet, whereas work order can run on a laptop, or in this case Surface, without having internet. We come back over here like we did before, process our work order, click over there, and now it's going to go and grab the data coming from our email system, and then it goes ahead and creates your work order, and it sends out to the customer. And if I click over here, press on my email system, click over there, there we go. There's our work order, completed work order that I did on our Surface device, including signature, all that cool stuff. So there you go. Our DoveNet products work great on the Microsoft Surface, and feel free to call regarding any of our products. Thank you very much for your time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.